Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And we'll be back in a few minutes. We just dressed this up. We wanted to give you a chance to see what's going on. Got a little program that's doing a really beautiful job. Has added 3241 since midnight. We'll let you watch. Be back in a moment to bring you questions. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm Bagadon at Stock Market Caddy. We had a beautiful run going overnight. The strategy put us in up almost 3 grand. We stayed with it, then we got a sharp rollover. And so at the moment, I've suspended the strategy. We're going to stay short. We're going to try to, anyways. And I'll let you know if I turn it back on. In the meantime, Swing Machine doing a beautiful job. Beautiful job this morning. Let's just take a look at the VIX. The VIX is ripping against the short, so it's actually coming up, which is a good thing if we want to be short. The 5-minute went long 32 5-minute segments ago at 9:15. And if you took that trade, if you did, you'd be up with a micro $100. Were you up higher? Yes. If you did it with a mini, 1,000. If you did it with 10 minis, 10,000. NQ 32, 915, 2 grand. Same math. 1,500, 880. Gold short 915, 1,000. Look at silver short 915, 3 grand. Your job, my job, our job, each and every day is to extract the cash flow from the money flow. Deposit the money into your account, into your pocket, into your wallet. Now it's up to you if you want to continue trading, right? You don't have to stay trading. I do. I've been doing this not for 6 months, not for 6 years, but I've been doing it for decades, a long time. It's what I love to do. Right? I have to fight to find time to go play golf or go fishing, and occasionally you might hear me taking the dogs for a walk, right? So we have a beautiful life. By the way, it's still a little chilly in Florida. It is chilly. A little warmer than yesterday. Let's see, do we have the temp someplace? I think it's about 68, 66, 67, somewhere around there. That's a little chilly. We don't like to play golf below 70. So I hope it's warm wherever you are. I hope you're getting some shekels in your pocket. If you're not, you might want to stop. First thing, just stop. Think about what you're doing. Think about what you've been doing. Ask me some questions. They're free. That's why we're here. We come on here to create some awareness. Bagger, I think this, I think that, I think you're full of crap. That's okay. I hope you don't tell me that. I can't do this, I can't do... Well, you don't want to be saying that to yourself, by the way. But if you have some self-doubt, and usually the self-doubt, see, I believe in you. I do. I believe in me. I believe in Susan. I believe in the markets that we can do this and that we do this. I think that you can if you are disciplined, if you are patient, if you are disciplined, patient, you have some risk capital. What do I mean by risk capital? I mean if you have capital that if you lose it, or you have a drawdown, or you lose it, it doesn't change your quality of life one iota. Right? Folks, there's money that you've made, money that you've saved. God forbid you were to die tomorrow. You'll never spend it, right? You're not gonna spend it all. So the question is, do you want to put any of it at risk? If you don't, that's okay. Don't. But it is a risk-reward world, right? You know that. Also, time. Time. Do you want to put some of your time at risk? Now, it's up to you, right? You don't have to do this. It's got to be something you want to do. So I have one gentleman. He was with us back a few years ago. He isn't today. And he would say, Don, I don't have the time. I just don't have the time. Like, okay, no problem. And he told me that after a couple of weeks of being out in Nebraska duck hunting. He spent 2 weeks of his life, which is fine, duck hunting. All right. But he doesn't have time to trade. Okay. It's choice. It's a choice. I choose to do this. Fortunately for me, Susan does. Susan likes it. She likes to do it too. She likes to make a few bucks, right? She understands it. Helped us build it in large part, a very large part. And it works for us. Can it work for you? It can. But you've got to make the first step. So I'm not here to hand out the fish. We will occasionally comment on a particular stock or a particular something. But if you're, scattering yourself and your attention, your focus across the internet trying to catch the next whatever, I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. And we want to do something that is repeatable, but it will fall on you. It will. It'll be on your shoulders. Because I'm not a broker, not a financial advisor, right? I can't do this for you. But I can provide you the education that we do, and I can provide you our tools, and I will. And we'll keep building on them too. And I'm more than happy to answer your questions. So in the meantime, now just remember too, to try to break this down, right? This is the start of the new year, right? New Year's resolution. Everyone's got a New Year's resolution, right? Now some people follow through on those, and some people most don't. The most famous one, of course, is I'm going to lose some weight. Well, you didn't gain all the weight in 2 weeks, right? It didn't happen, really. May have gained a few pounds, but you didn't gain it all in one period. So instinctively it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take some work. So you know that. Do you choose to do it? It's up to you. Trading is no different. Investing is no different. It isn't. And it's up to, up to you. So we're here. We'll be here in January. We'll be here in February. I'll be here in July. I'll be here in August. I'm going to be here. And if you look, Stock Market Caddy has been here since 2012. Are you shitting me, bagger? No, I'm not. Again, I'm doing something I choose and want to do. Had the opportunity to meet some wonderful people. Wonderful people. And not all of them are our members, but many of them, all of our members are wonderful people. We have monthly members, we have annual members, and they're from all over the world. They come into these markets. We may not speak with them every day or every week. By no means. We're empowering individuals, hopefully, to learn to trade their own game. By the way, did you see President Trump over there in Davos? Don't want to upset any of our European friends, any of the globalists, what they call it, the World Economic Forum. I remember when that thing used to be secret, right? They didn't always remember. It was the Bilderberg or and now then they went mainstream. Well, that was probably a mistake for them. There's a change going on, if you haven't noticed. And let me just take a peek at things here. Yeah, we're doing just fine. Bear with me here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. What is this all about, right? What's he doing? What's Trump up to? What's going on with Greenland? What's going on with Venezuela? What's going on with Canada? What is going on? What's going on over in Davos? I mean, they're all there, right? He's got the Secretary of Treasury. He's got Secretary of Commerce. What is he saying, and why is he saying it? There's a change. And I think, and I saw an interesting assessment of this actually last evening, and I thought it made a lot of sense to me. I don't know if it's true, I don't know, but I kind of think it is. And the thing is this: from the United States point of view, after World War II, immediately after World War II, the United States was the it girl. We were manufacturing everything and shipping it all over the world. And in many countries, in many parts of the world, we're behind iron curtains, behind, Chinese firewalls. But yet we were doing our thing. And we were enriched. Beautiful, beautiful cities, beautiful culture, and a beautiful life. And over that time, this is the point of view of Trump, I'm going to say, right? So I'm not going to say that I necessarily subscribe to this, but I think that this is his point of view. And he's saying, hey, we were so enriched, but we started to give things away. We started to give our wealth away. The protection, the military protection, the trade, maybe some trade secrets, the manufacturing base. Now, of course, and the globalists would say, well, that's a good thing. Good thing for them, it enriched them, they're billionaires and the yachts. But the country, the United States, as we're seeing in Minnesota, as we're seeing in other places, even in Maine, right, with immigration run amok, we've been hollowed out. Our cities, I'm not saying all, but many, where it has run amok, they've been hollowed out. There are no-go zones. What do I mean by that? There are places, even in Florida, in Massachusetts, in Minnesota, in Chicago, you do not go if you want to come out alive. You do not. Even here in Florida, the story this morning, beautiful little Bradenton, little town just south of Tampa. A man's wife goes out to walk her dog. And a guy forces her into his car. Tries to kidnap her. A woman. Grown woman. Leaving the dog behind. She gets out. He gives chase. She gets back to her house, screaming and yelling, telling the husband, and he is able to get out of the house quickly, chase this dude down, and shoots him dead. Now you might say, well, that's a crazy ass story. It's not that crazy. It isn't. So I think where Trump is coming from is this at an international scale. I don't think it's a popular message that he can say to the country of the U.S. and to the people. We've been hollowed out. That we're not the great nation. We're not, the economics are not what they were. He can't say that, but it probably would be true. I hate to say, and he probably knows it. But he's got to tell the Americans that that we still have it. But he's not going. He's abandoning the protectorate. I'm not saying we're going to pull out of NATO, but we're pulling back. It's a first step. So he's pulling back. And he's looking at the hemisphere of North America, and they're sizing it up, and he's looking to protect, the what he perceives to be the North America. And I think they see, and I think they know there's going to be a huge disruption here. I think you probably know it from where you are. There's a lot of people in this world, and we're fighting for resources. We're fighting for silver. We're fighting for gold. And the cat is fighting to go out. That's Gracie. Can you hear her? Yeah, I know it, Gracie. I know it. I know it. She wants to go out. We got hawks circling the house at the moment, so we're not letting her out. She's only about a 3-pound cat, 4-pound cat. Gracie, the hawk will have you for lunch. I know. Can you hear? Yep. Listen to that. Oh my God. We literally have hawks circling, not just our house, but they like to pick up small game. We don't want her getting scooped. So I think that's what's at play. I do, and no, whether you agree with it, you don't agree with it, if you're here in the States, and if you're not, you're in another part of the world. I don't think he's saying, hey, you know what? If everyone, if everyone is paddling their own canoe, we'll get to where we need to go, right? But everyone's got to be paddling. We can't have the Somalis. I don't think Somalis, not to pick on the Somalis, but I don't think Somalia, there's a comic there this morning, sorry, he goes, I don't think they sent us their best and brightest. Do you? I mean, they send them over here, or we brought them here. They go to a beautiful state like Minnesota, and they proceed to get on the dole in a huge way. And then they're opening up, layering centers. They're exploiting our good fortune. They're exploiting our good nature to educate and to help, families who need help with children. And these bastards, and I'm sorry, but these bastards put up, false fronts, not educating anybody, not babysitting anyone, not feeding anyone except themselves. Send them back. Go. And so it needs to stop. And of course, and so it's at an international level, which is really interesting to me, and it's even at a domestic level. So unfortunately, Trump is going to be done. We're going to have the midterm, and he's going to be heading out. Who's going to carry the torch? Is the torch going to be carried? And of course, there are other countries that are operating their own. It's going to be Russia first. It's going to be China first. And it's going to be interesting times. I think for the markets, I think you have to think about what it is where you are in life. Where are you? Are you just starting out? Are you in the middle of the river? Are you at the end of the river? The latter part. And what you're trying to do. But if you think that and maybe it's the case, you never know, but with the S&P at, basically 6,800, or the NASDAQ at 25,000, that in the next 10 years, the NASDAQ's going to be at, 50,000, 75,000, the S&P is going to be at 15,000, whatever, pick any number. Maybe, but I got to tell you, there's another side to this, right? And that side is, if the S&P goes to 15,000 and the Nasdaq goes to 50,000, the cost of an automobile is going to go from the average cost is now 50,000, going to be 100,000, going to be 150,000. The cost of living is going to be, insane. So there's that aspect of it, and I think Trump knows it. I mean, I think his and his band of merry men around him, economic people, they know it. It's a question of, can they maintain some power and some influence to try to get done what they need to get done, because there's some threat, right? Because if these markets were to come back, which I think they could, I mean, if the S&P, I mean, think about it, we're at 6,800. What happens if the S&P goes to 3,500 in months? Could it happen? Yeah, it could. You know, what if gold? What if silver goes to 500 an ounce? Gold goes to 10,000, right? Huge impacts. That's going to have huge impacts on the world, certainly, but on Americans as well. There's 300 million of us, right? So I don't know. We live in interesting times. Old Chinese proverb that is meant to, actually, it's an insult. They say, "May you live in interesting times." It's meant to be like, "F you." We're going to be in interesting times. And what it's going to mean for the market is volatility. With a big V. Volatility. And as measured by the VIX, normal volatility in the VIX is VIX, $VIX. Let's put it in. Let's go look. Normal volatility is 18 to 22. So let me just punch this up here. We'll add a blank row. It's a $VIX.X. There it is. So she's at 19. So normal volatility is 18 to 22 historically. So it's been much lower, right? We're down around 15, 16. And when we get down around 15, 16, the market is just, everyone's just, Christmas shopping, and, everything's great, right, with the world. And, everyone's in, in a, melatonin coma or something, from a market standpoint. But 18 to 22 is normal. When you're at 18 to 22, the market can move 1% up or down in a matter of hours, usually. No big deal. When we stop moving over 22, 23, 24, 25, now it's like 2%. 2%. We get above 25, it's like 3%. And that's when the confusion will really come into play. Well, Don, yesterday we were selling off. This morning we're running up. Now we're running down. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Don't even, for us, we're aware of where Trump is. We're aware. We know what he's trying to do. Right? We have a little discussion about it. It's kind of interesting. But it has no bearing on my intraday or swing trading. It doesn't. And if you find yourself trying to trade that in some way, like I was, one person I was thinking of the other day said, "Oh, sell-off, it's because of the tariffs." Oh, okay. All right, maybe, but maybe not, right? Maybe not. Maybe it's something else. So intraday, we don't really care. When that guy, Fernando Mendoza, did you see that run he made the other day into the end zone? When he was on the field in the shotgun and the ball was going to be hiked to him and he knew what he was going to do, they all knew what they were going to do you think he had any idea or any visualization of what the cheerleaders were doing, what his parents were doing in the stands, what anyone was doing? No. No, he was only focused, highly focused on what he needed to do. And he did it. And he did it with super focused. When you're trading intraday, you are on the field. We are on the field. I'm able to talk to you doing this. I'm not going to do it all day, every day, because I don't want to work that hard, right? But we have tools, right? And at the moment, I can see I am moving the ball forward. You might say it's in reverse, but my account is moving forward. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in anything else. For me, when we're doing this, other than when I'm chatting with you, and I don't even know if there's anybody even there. There might be just one or two. There may be nobody there. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not even looking at that. But I'm just trying to describe to you. It is for me, almost a meditative state. I'm like super calm when this is going on. Not because it's making money. It's just a sporting event, right? You know, when that guy got hiked the ball, he was probably, I don't know if he was super calm, but he was confident, right? He knew what the ball was going to come to him. He knew what his blockers were going to do. He knew what he had to do. He starts out to the left, he cuts right, in, spins, advances, boom. And he's got to get the ball into the end zone. Boom. An adrenaline, I'm sure maybe an adrenaline rush, but maybe not so much, right? He's done it even in practice, hundreds, thousands of times probably, during the course of a season. If you are passing by and you're watching and you think that this is easy money, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to open up a brokerage account at wherever, and that's what we're going to do. I would not suggest you do that right now. I wouldn't. We make it look easy. Mendoza makes it look easy. But, our members work very, very hard at this. And they commit their time, their capital, their effort, their attention, their discipline to get what? To get an outcome. To get the ball in the end zone. Now, fortunately, here, we don't have to be a national champion. We don't. We don't. There are 24 trading days in a month. There are 24. If you take Fridays off, there are 20. So let's just round it to 20. If you extract $100 a day net when it's all said and done, it's $2,000 a month. I know, that's not going to radically change your life. I get it. But it's a start. And you do that for 6 months, you do that for a year, and you build your war chest, and you build your confidence, and you can show your wife, your spouse, your partner, your comfort animal. Look what I did. Look at my profit factor. And I took my account up from 25,000 to 50,000. And you know how cocksure you'll be? How confident you'll be? You won't be checking in listening to me, probably not. You probably won't. Like, hey, Don, you're a nice guy, but I get it. I got your tools. I know what you're doing now. Now I'm doing it. check in when you can. We want to hear from you. We want to hear how you're doing. But that's where our members will get to. And then the next thing you know, it's not $100 a day. It's 200. It's 500. It might be 1,000. And then they're not trading one market. They're trading two markets. Not just two markets, they're trading three markets. Maybe they got 5 to 7 markets. Oh, shit. Oh, now I get it. Yeah, you only see one market, right? We're just trying to give you a glimpse. We're trying to create some awareness of who we are, what we're about, how we look at this, what it feels like to us, so that we create a little bit of awareness. And if it's something that you really, really want to do, you'll visit the website and then give us a call from there. But I'm not going to pester you. I'm not. And we see what's online. We see it. There's nobody doing what we're doing. Nobody. As far as I'm concerned, there isn't. There's some other stuff, subscribe to this service, that's, pick this trade, pick. That's Dave Portnoy, gamble stuff. That's not what we're doing. That isn't. And we don't think that's what you ought to be doing. We want you to be dependent on you. You're the Holy Grail. Not one particular program, one particular, right? And you need to be comfortable to live in the moment. When you can learn to live, at least from a trading standpoint, right? Difficult otherwise it is because of we're humans. But when you can live in the moment, when you're trading, one, you'll know it. It's got an entirely different feel. It's kind of like no feel. Like I say, it's meditative, and that's what's so attractive to it, right? So when I'm doing this, I'm not really thinking about anything else. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm talking with you, but and because otherwise, when you're not doing that, you go into an HOA meeting. You ever go to any of those things? Oh, Jesus. And you're thinking, like, what the hell is that guy just saying? What is that guy doing? Oh, my God. I had to go to one of those the other night. Really nice people, really good people. But, boy, you also got some ass clowns at those things, right? No, I'm not talking on the board or anything of the HOA. We got, fortunately, a good situation there. But sometimes in the odd, well, actually, there's one or two. And so it's very difficult, when you're living your life, to stay in the moment, and focus on one thing, especially in an environment like that, right? So we're not. That's why we don't run trading rooms. I don't subscribe to that. I don't like that. Right? Hoot and holler. Oh yeah, some guy, and they ring the bell, and I made 10,000. Oh, I made 1,000. Yay! It's ridiculous, right? So we're asked all the time, Don, how come you don't do Discord? How come you don't do Reddit? How come you don't do a trading room? Because I don't want to do that. And I don't want you to do that. But if you want to do that, there's plenty of yahoos that will do that for you. And if it works for you, then you go right ahead and do that. But it don't work for me. Now, years ago, when I didn't know what I didn't know, for a few months I may have, I did go in, and it was gross. It was gross. It was gross, and I didn't learn anything. So any case, I hope you're getting it done with whatever it is you're doing. Let me slide over there and see if anybody's even there. Yeah, we got a few folks. Thank you for coming by. I'm happy to answer any question. We're gonna sit on this, and Now, you would have seen we made a little video of the trading overnight, so you got to see a compressed view of Swing Machine overnight doing its thing. Now, that can be activated, and that's what I want you to know. You can activate these things to put the trades in and out, make your little bit of money, and stop. We could do that. You come in the morning and decide, hey, I'm not going to run that program. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to put on a particular trade. You can do that. Um, Entirely up to you, right? When the football game the other day, I think the University of Miami thought that Mendoza was going to pass. It was 4th and 5. I'm thinking pass. You're going to put the ball. You're going to let the kid do what he can do best. Throw the ball. They got to go 5 yards for first down. They're not even going to go for 3. It was a ballsy call just to do that. But then it was super ballsy not to pass. But he fooled them, and he set up a draw play, and they let them in. And the defense is really, really eager to get to him. But they are also laying back, ready for the pass. And where was the pass going to be? Out in the flats. On a percentage basis, that's what any other coach would have done. Thrown the ball out in the flats to get those 5 yards, and probably do it not in the end zone, but doing it, between. And what do? They call a draw, where the quarterback falls back as if he's going to pass. He doesn't pass, runs forward, boom, gets his 5, and then keeps on going. Incredible play, and at an incredible time, incredible execution, and really remarkable. You get to do that sort of thing every day if you want, because trading for us is just like that. What's going on there, Ted? All right, so I'm going to let you guys watch. This boy needs to get out here. He's a little off schedule. So I will be back. We're going to let you watch. We're staying short. I'm going to set a break even on this trade. I put this one on mechanically. It looked really, really good to me. So I'm going to set a break even. And I'm going to take Ted out for a quick minute or two. I'll be back to answer any of your questions. And you're going to see a little asterisk show up. And when I do this, so I'm going to guarantee. Ooh, Ted, don't hit my arm like that. Hold on. I know, I'm going to get you, buddy. Hold on. Poor guy. All right, so let me. Oh, there it is. All right, bear with me, Ted. And we're going to set it. All right, so I'm not going to lose any money. I'm not going to tell you exactly where the stop is. I don't want anybody tagging me. Not that that could happen necessarily, but just the same. And we're going to let her run, right? And I love to do that sort of thing. Love to do it. What an opportunity, right? Everyone thought, buy the dip. The market was down yesterday. I bought the dip. Okay, well, now they're getting their ass handed to them. I'll be back in a little bit. Any questions? Let us know. Enjoy. We'll let you watch. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. And well, Ted took his time. We do have a break-even stop. You see the little asterisk after the six. So we have a little break-even stop on that. We're going to try to stay short. You know, it's your prerogative how you want to play on, at any aspect of the game. And you might consider each day a new game or a new round of golf. And you're the coach, and your money is the players, and you know whatever way you want to look at it. Hopefully, it's something you enjoy, right? Um, and so for me, trading is a sporting event. It's fun, beautiful thing. We just happen to be richly rewarded for it. So, any questions, you let us know. We'll be up for about another 15 to 20 minutes, and then we will need to turn down, and we'll see you later in the week. Hopefully, you're getting it done. I don't suggest anybody, when we punch up Swing Machine, I hope you're not doing this like trying to trade, the 1 minute and the five, and trying to pick off trades and guess at it. It's not a red light, green light system. We don't trade it that way. The machine can be trading it, actually much faster than that. It absolutely can, and we can demonstrate that on some days. But I wouldn't be trying to do that, right? And I wouldn't necessarily be scanning the internet trying to pick off a trade or two. We hope that you come by and say, hey, I'm kind of curious about what they're doing, and I'll go visit the site and see what else it might offer, what else you might want to learn. In the meantime, we'll let you watch. Okay, I just want to give everyone a heartfelt thank you for stopping by. It's about 1:20, 1:21, and in a few short minutes, we're going to need our screens and our focus. But I hope you're getting it done with whatever it is you're doing, and just take your time. If you're not, my suggestion would be just to stop, splash some water on your face, think about what you're doing, and give it some more thought. Visit the site. Feel free to give us a call. Talk to us, and have your questions. These opportunities here are a chance for you to ask questions, but you're also, if you want to do it privately, you're welcome to call any day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 813-758-8263. No one trade is going to make you rich. No. Nope. I mean, you'll have some over the course of your career. You're going to have some big trades, no question about it. And we do want to have positive outliers, but what we don't want are negative outliers, right? Negative. We don't want any of those. We don't want any blowups. You know. Um, so we try to put ourselves in a position, even on an intraday basis, to try to get some positive outliers during the course of a given day, given week, and you will get them. You absolutely will. But again, they won't be, career ending. You're not gonna come in and presumably, I don't think it's a good idea, leverage your account to, balls to the wall and try to do it all in a couple of days' time. It's not what we're doing, and it's probably just not a good idea. You no sooner do that and then things go against you. But our philosophy is to try to extract the cash flow from the money flow each and every day, and not possible to trade without losers, not possible to trade without drawdowns. Learning to not focus on the emotions of fear and greed. And it just takes some time and some tools, some discipline on your part, and you get to play your game. You get to run your own play. Maybe, if you had Fernando Mendoza, maybe you would have thrown the ball on the flat and still would have scored. But you get to call the play. We wish you the best, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Any questions, be sure to reach out.